So do you want to create a free and professional website, something like this without any coding? Today, I'm going to show you guys how you can achieve this using Google Sites to build your own website in just a few minutes. Right, so this is the interface of Google Sites. So the interface would look quite familiar, especially if you have been using Google Drive or Google Presentation as well, because it's pretty much the same thing. You have a bunch of templates that you're gonna take a look at to get started, or you can click blank site if you want to start from scratch. So let's say I want to create a little website for a coffee shop. So I'm gonna select this restaurant template over here. Next, you're gonna come to this page, which is where we're gonna be doing most of the cooking, I'd like to say. First thing you're gonna do is add your logo. So if you have a logo already in your desktop or your computer, you can click add logo and then select upload and add it to this web page. In our case, we're going to call this website a coffee shop, and that's basically our logo. For the restaurant name or like a tagline that you want to add, you can insert it over here. So I wrote out a little headline that says you get a real cappuccino over here. And then if you want to add another tagline, you can insert it on this section. So my subtitle says taste the real deal. And I'm going to use this option to kind of align them on the center. And you can also add different formatting settings that have been pre-selected as a part of this template. Want this to have that title appeal as well, you can select that and it's going to become larger and adopt that format. In our case, we want this to have like this subheading feel, so we're going to stick to that. You can also select different font style, a font size. You can make this text bold, italic, underlining, or anything that you like. So next you have the reservation button over here. I'm going to click this pencil icon to edit it, and basically this is where you can edit the link of your CTA button and insert it on this section and click update. Now if I want to take this button and kind of place it somewhere else along the page, I can do that by simply dragging and dropping like so. So I'm going to place it over here. So I want to have like a clean, big CTA button on the top. And then I want to get rid of this empty section. So I'm going to hit delete. So that's basically our header. Then you have a nice image over here. And if you want this image to be collapsible, you can select that. So next you have this image over here and I want to replace it. So on this section, I have different elements that I can pick and add to my website. So I'm going to select the images button over here and then I'm going to click select. Since Google Drive is integrated into Google Sites, I can pick the images that are already stored in my drive, which makes this process a lot more easier. And we're going to pick this really nice image over here and click insert. And there you go. That's basically our image. I want to get rid of this section and I want this image to have like a bigger dimension. So it takes up like half of my page, like so. And then I want to click crop and I want to make sure it's like center aligned like that. So it looks cleaner. You can also add a link so that way anybody that clicks on that specific image will be linked to a different page on your website or a different browsing section. I'm gonna delete this empty box over here as well, and this is where you can add a little testimonial to make your guest or your coffee lovers feel more welcome. So then you have the content blocks over here, and this is what you can use if you want to add more content to your website. So if you want to add like an image and a bit of text on the right, you can pick this block over here. If you want to add like multiple images with a little bit of text on the bottom, you can do that. This is a great tool, especially if you want to sell services or products on your website, so you can just list them out on one page. So next, if you want to add a button, you can select that option and a button will be inserted over here. If you want to add a divider to show that this page is ending, you can do that as well, and then just select your divider and kind of edit it. So then you have some social links, some placeholder, YouTube button, calendar option, Google Docs, Google Slides as well that you can integrate into your website. And this is really cool because Google Workspace as a tool has like so many different features. There's documents, there's slides, there's sheets. So everything's kind of connected in one place when you are creating that website. Next, you have the Pages tab over here, and this is what you can use if you want to access the different pages that are available on your template. So you have the contact us pages, and similarly you can edit this section over here to update your hours and also play around with different settings. Then you have the chef section over here, which is where you can add information about the chef who's going to be making that coffee and all of that fun stuff. And then you have the menu section over here, which is where you will be able to update your menu items. So since we are just selling coffee, we don't need like so many sections. We just need like one of them. So we have Americano, we got an espresso. You can set the prices over here to like £10. Okay, so this is just an example. Then you have the themes option over here, and this is where you can adjust the overall theme, the branding, color scheme of your website to make it more interesting. And these themes are created by Google, so feel free to use them. Now we have selected the classic theme over here, but if you want to go for like a lighter theme like that to keep everything simple and organized, you can do that as well. And then you have the heavy theme, which is going to look something like this. We're going to stick to the classic in our case. Then you have different theme colors over here that you can choose and play around with to get the ball rolling. And if you need a totally different color, you can click this icon over here and select the color of your liking. We want to go for like a dark brown color, something like this. So I'm gonna try and like play around with it to see what we get. And if you want to import a theme, you can do that as well by importing the theme over here, or you can create your own theme, give it a name, add your logo, add a banner image, select the colors and fonts and things like that. When you click this button over here, so you can see how your website looks like on a desktop and also on the mobile screen like that. You can also see the tablet preview just to make sure everything's looking good. And once that's done, we're going to click exit preview. You can click the setting icon over here, which is what you can use if you want to handle the navigation. So currently the mode is top, but if you want to have that side navigation, you can do that as well. We're going to stick to top. In terms of color, we have transparent, but if you want to have like a white background or like a black background like that, you can play around with it. We're going to stick to the transparent theme. Then you have the custom domain option, and this is what you can use if you have an existing domain that you want to connect to your Google site. So let's say if I bought a domain on GoDaddy, I'm going to create my site on Google Sites and then click connect domain and enter my domain information over here and kind of follow the prompts. So then you can connect your website to your Google Analytics to get insights on what's working well, what's not, and how you can optimize it. Then you have the announcement banner. So you can click show banner. Basically, this is what you can use if you have a certain announcement that you want to make that, hey, let's say this coffee shop is closing on Monday for personal reasons. So you can use this option over here and kind of input all that information to make it happen. If I click visibility just on homepage, which means that this banner is going to be displayed specifically on the top section, just on the homepage. So once all of that is updated, you're going to hit publish. So I'm going to give this a custom web address that says coffee shop, and our new web address is going to be sites.google.com/view/coffeeshop21. And of course, like, this is not the best thing to do if you have a real coffee shop. But if you are somebody who's just like starting out, testing an idea, or has a portfolio, that they want to showcase to their clients and things like that, a domain like this could work. So in our case, we don't really need to get a professional domain because this is just for tutorial purpose. You can also click this option over here that says request public search engines not to display my site. And this is great, especially if you have a portfolio website that you created just for your clients or your students. And as you can see that our site has been published successfully, I'm going to click view. And as you can see, that's our domain. And I can see that this is a home page. There's a bit of text over here, a reservations button. So when I click that, I'll go to google.com. And that's it. That's how you can create a professional website with Google Sites. You don't need to know any sort of coding. If you guys like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos, and comment below if you want me to show any advanced tips to make your site even better. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Till then, take care.